Hello, this video help is for the person that just purchased a new app from iTunes. And basically what happens when you buy an iTunes app, you would have a desktop on the iPad icon. Now in this case, I'm showing the main menu in the new app that just opened. And what happens, I'm going to go ahead and do something here. I'm going to tap the plus icon down here at the bottom. And what it's going to do is it's going to take the gray cast off of the screen. When it takes the gray cast off the screen, what it's actually doing is it's providing you with a new record on the main menu, and it takes the gray cast. Now this down here where it's actually showing kind of gray right now below the line is actually where the app itself is needs to be moved up a little bit more so you can see it. Try to bring it up some so you can. What happens is on the iPad you'll see this sync to computer button. What the sync to computer button is, it's used when you get the companion app. Now what is a companion app? A companion app is a free app that is sent with this application, and what you do in order to get a companion app for a Mac or a PC is you send a snapshot of the screen, either this screen or the iPad screen with the icon that starts this app. When you send that to me, then I will send you the free companion app for the Mac or the PC, and you should specify which one you want because they're not both compatible. What I mean by that is that once you sync to one or the other computer, you have set the sync up for the lifetime of the app. Basically, if it's a PC or a Mac, it's going to be PC or Mac. Okay? This particular sync button, when you click it on the first time, you'll want to go ahead and get the how to set up the sync information on the support site, which tells you how to set the sync up and to run it for the first time. And what it'll do is it'll bring in records, and I'll give you an example. If you go to into the, well, I have to do it the right way. I have to touch the menu on the iPad. On the iPad, if I went to the customer screen, for example, and then touched it, it's going to bring up the customer screen. Now, in the case of the customer screen, what I did is I added some information in here. I want to kind of show you what happens. This screen has tabs on it, and a lot of apps do have tabs, and these are subscreens. That's what they're called. For example, I have the person in here, and on the iPad, if I touch the location tab, which I'm going to do right now, it will open up the map showing the location based on the address that was put in on the customer tab. So let's go back over there and look at that. That's a typical function that you would see. Now, if you opened up the app for the first time and the app did not have a record of any kind in it, and then you synced the sample records from the desktop, either Mac or PC, it would fill in 1 to 4 records typically that are there for samples. Now you have two options when you're doing this, is that if you have a Mac or a PC, what you want to do is either edit on the desktop the records that are on the desktop and then sync them over to the iPad. That's the best way to do it. And the way you would do it when you edit it is just to go ahead and bring up the keyboard, say this is on the Mac or PC, and replace the names for the information that is in the parent record. Now, what is a parent record? That is any record that has a new button at the top. If you're adding a new record, that means that that's a parent record, and sub-records that are below that do not have a new record are called child records, and they're tied directly to the main record on the screen. So if I wanted to back this out, I would just use the reverse key and take the name out. I'm not going to take it all the way out, but basically I'm showing you that that's what you would do. And you would do that for all the address and everything and just replace the information. You'll note that over here on the side of the screen that each time you put a new client in, it's going to put in your customer select name, and if you actually touch that name, what it's going to do is it's going to change the record to that particular record for that person. And you'll see on there when I touched it, it said John Smith on it, and it switched to that record. As you add a new record, and this is typical for most of the apps, there might be a select thing, or they have a list view. Now what is a list view? A list view, in this case, if you tapped on the list view, you're not going to get one on the iPad. The reason that the iPad is made the way it is you have to go down, and because it's not allowed to be able to do a list view, so you would go down to the record, which you can't see, it's off screen right now. There's a little box with an arrow that turns to the to the, let me try to get this back up on the screen so you can see it. Hopefully it'll be able to see it. Nope, it's going to hide it. It's actually going to square up, so I'm not going to be able to do that. But basically there's a box with an arrow that goes to the one direction to let's see if I can get it up far. There it is right there. What'll happen is on that box, if you touch it, what it's going to do, it's going to bring up a thing that says table view. And whatever screen you're in currently and you tap the table view, it's going to bring up the table with the records in it. And what's going to happen is you're going to see the table records at the very top of the screen and then scroll down. When you're done doing the table view, there's a button over to the right side that says, let's see right here, it says detail. And what you would do is you would tap the detail and it'll bring you back into the record that you're reviewing. Whatever one is highlighted, that's where it's going to go to. So I'm going to have to tap it on the iPad, and then it brings us back in to the main record. Now, the people that have asked that question, you can also go next in previous records and on this screen to see those records as you go through. Okay, you can also, depending upon the icons that are set in here, you can go ahead and use the icons that are like project to go to another side, or these buttons here that are used to navigate through the application. Or what you do is you go to the main menu, and I'm going to tap that main menu, and it's going to bring up the main menu. I have to scroll to it and then tap. And what it's going to do, it's going to bring up the main menu. Now you can navigate on most of the applications from a main menu just by tapping on any of the icons that are on the desktop. If you need support, you can go to the support site, and the support site will give you additional information on things like I spoke about, setting up the sync and other technical information. Plus there's a chat line and soon to be a direct free call line on that support site where you can actually call me free and speak over the internet to me. The last thing I want to show you is here, any record that has a lock on it, you do not create new records in. If it has an unlock on it, then that's the one you can create new records in. Okay. If you have questions or you need more assistance, I do demos on different applications, especially the custom apps, so that I can demonstrate to you how they function. And we can pretty much do what we're doing on this screen, where I can walk you through the actual function, either on the desktop app, the companion, or on the actual iPad, like we're looking at right now on the iPad app. So if you have any questions or you want a demonstration, contact me either by email, which is on the website at vclement@gmail.com, or you can go to the support site and either leave a message for me or do the chat on the support site by clicking at the icon at the bottom lower left-hand side of the screen. There'll be a red bar there that you can start a chat session with me. And that's available from 7 to 7 on weekdays, and that's Mountain Standard Time here in Arizona. If you have any more questions, please contact me through the support site. Thank you.